Okay then, it's a day after work. Just been doing some evening wrenching, I guess you could say. And what I'm doing this evening is I'm replacing the door seals on this old truck. They're mighty nice. Door seals and the door striker bolts. Um, Start off with the door striker bolts. Still have a little tool stuck in this one, but uh, this one, I don't know what was going on with it. If it just had the, haven't actually unwrapped it, but it's got duct tape wrapped around it. So it looks like it's got either the nylon is gone or something's wrong with it. It's a groove in it right there. So this door, the door is settled just a little bit over time. The hinges wear a little bit. This one doesn't seem too bad or anything. I can't really make it make any noise. But it was, the way the striker bolt was in was just a little bit high, so the door was hitting this and kind of riding up on it, so it made noise. But when I replaced it, I got it adjusted, so it's just closing just fine now. It's not really having a lift or anything. It does a little bit, but we may go down just a little bit more with it. But there's just not much room to play with there, so we'll look at that. This kind of threatened to be a fiasco because when I took this thing out, ran it out, I've been years and years since I've done one of these. When I ran this thing out, I heard something in the back go clink, and when I got this out, there's just a hole there, no nut on the back of it. I thought that was a welded nut, but my thinking was not right. Obviously, it can't be welded or there's no adjustment to it. So I knew there had to be a way in, and there is. You just come back around and get this speaker out of the way if you have one, and if you don't, probably no problem, just a block off or something. But there that thing is. That's just a, whoops, can't get in there, but it's just a square nut of a thing with some little serrations on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for both sides. These door seals, the funny thing about these door seals is they didn't look bad. I mean, they were old and tattered in places. You can see the deal had split there. But the main thing is, you look at this, look how flattened this thing is. That little thing with the teeth, that's what goes over the little fence, as you call it, to hold it in. But you look at a piece of the new one where I had to trim this, it's quite obvious that it's supposed to be a lot more whatever you want to call it, a lot larger profile there. So I put my, whoops, there's a finger, put my split down there in the center at the bottom, minimizing kind of leaks. But this thing, boy, it's got a big slam now. This door has pretty good slammability, I guess you might say. So anyway, I'm going to do the other side there, and kind of watching my money right now, so I may have to put the seat back in as is. I don't really like that, but I may have to. And I'm going to try to track down some seat belts for this because they've got problems. Of course, this thing is just like the Plymouth in there. Just the whole interior is just wrecked in it. But those seat belts are okay, except that they're cracked and molded. And that one, not sure what happened there. I guess somebody got locked in with it, couldn't get it to unlatch, or something happened somewhere, so they had to cut their way out of it. So I tried to replace that seatbelt once, or as I say here in the South, once. Once I tried to replace that with one out of the junkyard, and it was out of an older truck, and it wouldn't fit. Something was different about it. I think the buckle size, as a matter of fact, that's what it was. The buckle size, can you believe this? They did something to increase the size of this buckle, the latch on the tongue on it. I guess I'm trying to think of the word. I got problems, but that thing was different, so I couldn't use the other seatbelt. So I've seen a few sets on eBay. I can grab one of those. I'm contemplating. My allergies are acting up pretty bad the past couple days, and I'm kind of watching this just to make sure that I don't start feeling worse. But I'm okay right now. But if everything holds out, then this weekend I may make a run to the junkyard. I may not. I don't know yet. I may just finish up this truck. It may not be a good idea to go anyway, but we'll see. Let's just say soon. I got one more thing to show you real quick that's going to really set this thing off. How about that? No, how about that? Brand new carpet. This carpet was really reasonable. There's only I think there may only be like one or two manufacturers of carpets now, because the last two sets I've gotten from some third party or second party vendor, they all came from Auto Custom Carpets, which is in Anniston, Alabama. At least one of them is. One of the locations is. So I was telling you in another video, I think the one on the main one on the truck, I didn't know if I was going to put a mat or a carpet in this. There were pros and cons about both those. It probably came with a mat, a rubber mat, but I'm not sure. And so since I couldn't be sure, I looked at those mats closely, and the thing I didn't like about the rubber floor cover and the mat was that it only comes back to about right here, where this one goes all the way back to the, looks like it goes all the way back to the back of the cab back there. So for the money, it wasn't that much money. I'm going to go with a carpet. The thing I don't like about carpet is that it's quieter, but I don't like the fact that it gets dirtier easier. So it's just part of it. I think it would be better off with a mat in it, but that's okay. We're not going to stress over it right now. So one thing to remember, if you're ordering a carpet for one of these pickup trucks, these square bodies, and we're just talking about standard cabs, not any kind of crew cab or suburban, but they ask you if it is a two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive, and an automatic or a four-speed, because they have different hump heights, meaning that part in the center. A four-wheel drive, I think for sure, has the tall hump, and a four-speed also may have the tall hump. Now, I can't guarantee that. I just kind of glanced over. I knew what mine had, so I knew what I had to check off to order the thing. So it's the right one. It's got the low hump. So if you have like a lot of them, a two-wheel drive, well, I wouldn't say a lot of them anymore. Most people with two-wheel drives don't fix them up, but unless it's two-wheel. I kind of talked myself into the wall right there, didn't I? People that have short wheelbase trucks tend to fix them up a lot, but either way, just forget about that. Forget I even said that. If you have a two-wheel drive with an automatic on the column, you need a low hump. Everything else probably needs a high hump, but just be sure you check and do that on the research on your own. So, all right, well, that's it. So I'm going to finish up with my truck out there. I'm kind of just piddling with it a little bit, but I'm working on that Plymouth on and on and on. I'm rebuilding a little guide that goes along the side of the floor by the door. It's rotted in half, so I had to rebuild that. So I've been doing that. A lot of welding again. Man, I'm so tired of welding. so tired of welding. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. And I wanted to say one thing at the end of this video. I like to take the ends of my videos and talk about certain things. So this time I want to say something here on the end of this video. And that is, appreciate you. You thought I was going to say something else.